Hello and welcome back to the XASCAR Cessna iRacing series. Today we're here at Bristol Motor Speedway for the running of the Rocky Top 175. I'm Ryan Bogie, and joining me today is Josh Carpel. Going to be a very exciting race around this half-mile racetrack. We're already in qualifying because we kind of had a late start, but that's all right. So we'll just get down to the track early here. As right now it is Ryan Barone on pole with Corbin Collins second. Let's see if I can adjust my thing here. So you see on track watching his second lap, Aiden Walker. Actually, he just finished his lap. He's going to qualify, it looks like 5th. Trevor Burns back here. Also one of the few drivers left on track. Currently posted an 18th fastest. And out of turn number 4, he is going to not improve. So he falls back to 19th, now 20th. Jordan Madron passed him for position. As Jordan on his second lap. Comes out of 4. See if he improved. Doesn't look like it. So we got a few drivers still left on track. Andretti Robinson. Currently 25th fastest. We'll see if he improves. Does not look like it. Looks like it's going to be a 25th fastest for this 45 machine. And it looks like that's going to do it for qualifying. So 29 out of our 32 drivers qualified. And it looks like it's going to be Alexander Hyder, the 24 on pole, as we only have 20 seconds left. So I don't think we're going to have anybody else go out on track. And we'll get to your starting lineup once we enter the new session. And so as the field starts to grid up for this race, we'll show the starting lineup graphic if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Alright, so as it should pull up, here we go. On the pole we have Alexander Hyder. Right beside him is Ryan Barone. Row number 2. What just happened?
And I think my issues are finally over, and so I am ready. Starting in third is Corbin Collins.
Yeah, Praven Richard.
That is the name I was...
Yeah, Praven Richard in 4th. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. And then row number 3 is Chris Lilly with Aiden Walker. Row number 4 is RJ Starcevic and Jason Cimino. And rounding out your top 10 is Gabe Cazola with Ethan Harrison.
Mark Slee starts 11th. Nicholas Fidwick starts 12th. 13th, Hunter Collier. Christian Visconti, 14th. 15th will be Oscar Enriquez. Bradley Swinski starts 16th. 17th sees Max Steinmeier. Jordan Madron in 18th. 19th, Larry Miles, and Trevor Burns starting 20th.
And starting in row number 11, we have Logan Shore with Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Row number 12 is Aiden Smith with Jason Marshall. Row number 13, Andretti Robinson with Dimitri Mondris. Row number 14, Kealoha Hankins with Pierce Maffitt. And rounding out your top 30, Jamie Wright with Josh Patterson.
Paul Grant to 31st. Jeff Acevedo 32nd. And that's it. That's the field.
Now the field will go under pace laps. Of course, this being a short track, they'll go around 2 times. It looks like Hyder's going to elect the outside lane from Ryan Barone. So we should be coming to the 1 to go this time by. And I guess we should make our picks real quick. So, Josh, who is your pick to win this race?
I don't know anybody in here. Really. But you know what? I do see a name inside the top 10. I do know he's a great guy, a great driver. I'm going to go Gabe Cazzola.
All right, and I'm going to go... Really, it's just a game of survival, so anyone can really win this race by the end. But I'm going to go with that 93 of Aiden Walker. I think he's going to get it done tonight. So there's your JCTV picks as they enter 3 and 4. Pace truck should be coming down this time by. It's going to be a chaotic race around this half-mile racetrack. As it's going to be Alexander Hyder with Ryan Barone leading us to the green flag. And green flag's out here at Bristol. Hyder's going to lead lap number 1. So far, so clean. As Barone's into the wall. And now we have a spinner in the back. A few cars spinning around. Jason Marshall with Dimitri Mundris. I don't know what happened to the 46 of Barone, but he just went straight. Ethan Harrison also around in turn 3. We'll take a look back at the replay. Find that 46. Buttons there. You see Barone to the inside of Hyder. It looks like he got loose up into the wall he goes. There's Hyder, or not Hyder, Collier getting spun by Jason Marshall, looked like. Ethan Harrison went around in turn number 3. So just a few different incidents here, but that's the product of short track racing. Cars stacking up in different places, and it just causes chaos all around the racetrack. And there you see the 69 and 77 making contact. Looks like Gabe Cazzola and someone else got into it in front of them. I think they all kept it straight. Just a lot of different looks here. We'll go back and see what happened to the one of Hunter Collier. Also looks like he just got way too high, got loose, spun it around. Jurgensmeyer hit him. Logan Shore spinning in the back. Just a whole bunch of different separate incidents.
Yeah, I was trying to keep track of where everything was going, and a lot of drivers not happy after that one.
Ryan Barone on pit lane, still repairing some damage. He took a pretty big hit into that outside wall. He's going to go a few laps down here. It looks like Ethan Harrison also getting some damage repair. Looks like Marcus Vanderlee, a little bit of damage. 'Cause I think we would be coming to the choose cone this time by, if I'm not mistaken. It's still Alexander Hyder leading us here on lap 6 of 175. As Hyder's going to go high, Walker's going to go high. It looks like Collins is going to go low. Of course, we are in the middle of the playoffs. Try to find the recent points update. But these two on the outside lane, they are the favorites for the championship, as they've been battling pretty much the second half of the season. It looked like it was just all going to be Alexander Hyder, and then Aiden Walker came out of nowhere, won at Atlanta, and then just went on a tear of multiple podium finishes and wins. So him and the 24 will probably be the championship favorites by the end of this, as the pace truck's going back down pit road. Green flags back in the air here at Bristol. Hyder with a nice launch around the 71 of Corbin Collins, as he is side by side with Aiden Walker.
Walker doing a great job on that outside line. It's cleared for second.
Clear for second. Going to try to set his sights on that 24. Looks like the front runners are using that inside lane. Walker now goes high. Trying to find different ways around this racetrack.
Oh, we got a car around. It's Gazzola.
Oh, and this is a huge one on the back straightaway. Multiple cars involved. I see Christian Visconti, last week's winner. The 45 of Andrade Robinson, Traver Burns involved. Looks like Josh Patterson, Ethan Harrison. And some of these drivers still trying to get going. They're going to go a lap down. It's Gabe Gazzola with a ton of front end damage. I know he's one of our playoff drivers, so this is going to be big and a points impact for him. Actually, no, my mistake. I believe he missed this round. So we'll go back and take a look at what happened. Yeah, it looks like it was Gabe Gazzola, the first one to go around. He was up here in the top 5 battling with Jordan Matter, and yeah, he just sends it too hard into the corner. Around he goes, and here comes everybody.
Short tracks have always been something that you got to be so careful getting back on the throttle on exit of the corners, because as you see, it is so easy to get the car light, spin around. And I'm guessing that's just what happened there with Gazzola. I mean, there was no contact at all.
Here, Pierce Moffitt.
Beforehand.
Pierce Moffitt somehow avoided him, but slammed the outside wall. RJ Starcevic was the first car to hit him. Josh Patterson and Paul Granada also involved. I'm pretty sure they're both chasers, with Hunter Collier in that one. And Christian Visconti on that 80. So that's going to be some heavy work for the 18 machine on pit road. Let me take a look at the point standing right now. So your chasers are Alexander Hyder, Christian Visconti, Aiden Walker, Hunter Collier, Chris Lilly, and Jason Marshall. And we've already seen Jason Marshall, Hunter Collier, Christian Visconti, all with problems. Rockingham was last week, so this is the second race of this round out of 4. This is pretty much the championship round. It's going to be these 6 drivers battling it out for the championship. So Hyder goes high, Walker goes low. Ready to go back green here. Coming to lap 17. So looks like Ryan Barone is out of this race. Currently the only DNF, but Gabe Gazzola might join him here. As the pace track comes back down, once again, Hyder and Walker lead us back to the green flag here on lap 17.
So much momentum on the outside for these guys to restart. Looks like that is preferred lane, and then everybody just going down to the bottom. Kind of surprising. I'll say that. There's a lot more drivers running up top now. What we have been seeing. Including in second place, Walker.
Yeah, it seems like that 24 of Hyder, he's running inside 1 and 2, outside 3 and 4. Currently right now, but that could change later in this race.
I think you're definitely going to save more tire down on the bottom.
As Madron into the wall, that's going to allow Steinmeier to try to pass him, but he's going to stay clear of Steinmeier for right now. So out of all 6 of our playoff guys, even though some of them have been in wrecks, they're still all on the lead lap. There's you see Pierce Maffitt going a lap down.
It's a big battle for, well, now 8th. It was Sawinski in Samito, and now it's Wright in Samito.
Yeah, Jamie Wright started way in the back and already up to 8 plus 21 so far for this 33 machine, so he's having a good night. He actually, I believe, led the most laps in the Truck Series race they had on Monday, so he's looking to have a good run here at Bristol for in this, I guess you'd call this the Cup Series.
Heard Jamie Wright talk about how this is one of his favorite tracks. He loves coming here. I believe this is a track that he really thinks that he has a great shot to win at whenever he visits it.
And from what I can tell, he's always pretty quick here. I mean, races I see him in other leagues on iRacing, he's usually running up front here at Bristol Motor Speedway, so he's just looking to gain some more ground as they come up to lap Marcus Vanderlee.
Here's Maffitt also going another lap down. Aiden Walker, he's not allowed hitter get too far away. In fact, he's reeling him in with lap traffic just ahead. This might be Walker's shot.
Yeah, as Trevor Burns, they're coming up to another car on the outside too. I think that's RJ Starcevic. They're double wide. Both of them get out of the way though. So right now that 24 of Aiden Walker, he leads the points by 17 over Christian Visconti. Aiden Walker is 20 points behind. So Walker's going to try to find a way around this 24.
He's getting pressure from Collins too. I mean, these top 3 there under a blanket. Collins doing a great job at staying right there with him as well. In fact, that last time by, fastest car on track.
Yeah, this 71 machine, usually when he shows up, he's always pretty quick. He's got 2 wins on the season, I believe, at Vegas and Darlington. And he would probably be one of the guys battling for the championship right now if he actually showed up for races, but he just didn't show up for many of the races earlier in this season, and it kind of cost him missing the playoffs. He'll definitely be a one to watch next season. Looks like Chris Lilly back here for 4th got around Jordan Madron. Dimitri Mundris also making his way through the pack. I believe he was involved in that caution, so I believe he came down and took some tires. Currently up to 7th. Jason Samito following him a suit. As Hyder's coming up to a few more lap cars.
Looks like it's going to be Acevedo the first one he gets to, and then Granada. They're actually side by side ahead of Hyder.
Yeah, Paul Granada, and they of course won the season opener at Daytona, and ever since then it's just been an up and down season. Of course, made the playoffs but didn't make this round. And his night right now is not going too well, currently running 22nd. And it looks like a bit off pace.
I just heard an engine blow, and I believe that it's Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. He come to a stop at the entrance of the backstretch pit road. Now he is towed.
Yeah, I know his front end got smashed in with that Gabe Gazzola caution. Or it might have been actually the first caution we had, so I don't know if he just overheated the motor and blew it up, but he will, looks like DNF, join Ryan Barone and Andretti Robinson. As Aiden Walker has kind of lost touch with the leader. It's about a 3-car length gap now. As he gets a bad exit, I thought Corbin Collins was going to make a move on him.
Collins got the momentum for sure. But staying patient, staying behind him. There's a car in the wall ahead of Hyder. And now blinking terribly. Out of the way. I have no idea who that is.
I think it's the 00 Kilo of Hankins. It's Aiden Walker. He might have used up his tires as he's losing time to the 24 and getting hounded by this 71 right now. We got a big battle back here going on. Looks like Bradley Sawinski, Jordan Madron, Dimitri Mundris, and Jason Samito. This is for 5th. And they got some lap cars of Ethan Harrison. 3 wide action. Keeping it straight.
Wide could be scary at a lot of places, and here I think it's one of the scariest. But they managed. They did a great job getting through that. Swinsky's driven away from these guys. It's like Madron is struggling to get by.
Ooh.
That was tight. Oh, there's contact just behind him.
Yep, Larry Miles and Jason Samito. And then Christian Visconti, one of our playoff drivers, just right behind both of them. So he's hoping they don't make a mistake in front of him now, 'cause he's already been caught up in a wreck today. As Miles squeezes to the outside of Paul Granada, trying to put him a lap down. there's a even bigger battle going on back here. Richard Craven, Max Steinmeier, Nicholas Budimlik. I think Jamie Wright is slowly falling back now. Might have used his tires early.
Yeah, I look back at these guys, and I just started seeing 3 wide consistently. Everybody looks so on edge back here. And now Oscar Enriquez trying to gain positions.
This looks like he might gain. He almost gained one there on Max Steinmeier. He might have another opportunity in 1 and 2 here. It looks like Pierce Maffitt fixed his race car, as he's not just off pace on the apron anymore. Hyder has almost pulled away about a second over Aiden Walker. Walker still has company from Corbin Collins. And back here in 4th, another one of our playoff guys just having a quiet run. It's Chris Lilly. Of course, he's doing pretty well this race, keeping his car clean. He is sitting 45 points back from Alexander Hyder, though, who is leading this race, so... Although, yes, 4th is a good points day, you still have your championship contenders in front of you, so you're hoping something maybe happens to them. Or maybe you can play some strategy to get up there and pass them.
Yeah, I think he's in a good position to try something, you know. Keeping the car clean is definitely a great goal to have. And as long as you do that and you're running up front like Lilly is, he should be able to, you know, have the opportunity to try something.
Little battle for 7th with Nicholas Budimlik and Jordan Madron. As Budimlik will take that position. And now here comes Jason Cimito on the outside of Jordan Madron. Cimito in that, of course, iconic Jeff Gordon Rainbow Warrior paint scheme. Reminds me of when Gordon ran that scheme here in 2015.
It was a good race.
Indeed it was.
We were just talking about Chris Lilly, and he's got company now. Brett Sawinski closed in the gap. Sawinski is there challenging with Lilly for that 4th position.
Yeah, Sawinski was just back there battling with all those other guys. It seems like he saved his tires pretty well as he's trying to look underneath Chris Lilly to make the pass here. Another driver I see making his way through the field is Larry Miles, currently up to 6th. He's got a little ways to catch the 28 and 53, but he might be able to close in on them.
Oh, Lilly got held up
Ooh.
by Harrison. Sawinski on the back bumper now. Sawinski looks to the inside. It is so hard to pass on the bottom. It's a lot of tracks I talk about and other races that I broadcast where, you know, passing on the bottom, it can be challenging. You have to really pull the slide job. Here, I think it's one of the most challenging places to actually do it.
Now, if you're Bradley Swinsky, you know you're fat. Oh, he just got into the back of Logan Shore there. Swinsky trying to use Logan Shore as a pick to pass Chris Lilly, but they're going to go 3 wide. Look out, this is going to be tight. Contact off the corner. Lilly is still going to hold position.
I have no idea how they made that work.
Yeah, but Swinsky's faster than Chris Lilly, and there you see Nicholas Badim, like he has caught these two. Same for Larry Miles. So if you're Bradley Swinsky, you know this guy's in the playoffs, but do you move him out of the way to maybe try to get around him since you have the faster car?
I think it's too early to do something like that.
We're just shy of 100 laps to go here at Bristol. Only 3 cautions so far. As here comes Budimlik down low, trying to pass Bradley Sawinski for that 5th spot. Sawinski's going to go back low. He's going to slide up almost into Chris Lilly, 3 wide for 4th. There's contact! Oh, Budimlik goes around, and that's going to bring out our 4th caution of the night. We'll go back and take a look at that again, as it was just 3 drivers trying to race for the same position and just not enough room. So you see, yeah, it looks like Lilly comes down into Swinsky. Swinsky comes down into Budimlik. Take one more look here, and then we'll go look at the pit stops. And maybe a little bit of style points for going backwards on the racetrack. As we should be seeing everybody come down pit road this time by, and yes, we do. It looks like Hyder already pitted. Looks like it's going to be him, Corbin Collins, Aiden Walker, Chris Lilly, Bradley Sawinski, your top 5. Here's the playoff driver not having a good day. Currently last out of the playoff drivers, it's Hunter Collier. And I think he might be a bit off pace from that earlier wreck he was in. So he's looking to repair some damage and maybe try to get back into this thing. As being a little off pace at short tracks, it's not the worst thing in the world compared to super speedways or the 1.5 mile racetracks, but you definitely feel it, especially on the straightaways. And you just feel helpless, because it feels like you have no exit speed at all. So you got to make all of your ground up on the entry in these corners.
And this is probably the worst short track to have damage at too. I mean, you know, there isn't a whole lot of track, but this is a high speed short track, and damage it as you mentioned, it can really hurt your straight line speed.
This wave around car is going around. That means we should be coming to the choose cone. Hyder up high, Collins down low. Walker is also going to go high. Chris Lilly goes low. So you see everyone else behind just choosing. We've still got all 6 of our playoff guys on the lead lap. But right now, it's just been all Alexander Hyder, who's basically led every single lap. As the pace truck's going to go down pit road once again. Hyder and Corbin Collins lead us back to the green flag. Oh, Chris Lilly gets a shove from Bradley Sawinski, and into the wall he goes. No caution. But he's got tons of damage to that 53, and he's going to almost pull it back down into traffic. It looks like he might have a tire down. He's going to bring it down pit road. Lots of damage. Go back and take a look real quick. Yeah, Sawinski just shoves it in a bit harder than he does. Looks like Jason Sumito also a little bit of damage. Just like that, you're having a clean race. And out of nowhere, it just goes to complete chaos. Because that's going to be a lot of damage, especially with no caution out on the racetrack. He's going to go many laps down here.
And we were just talking about him, too, just before this latest yellow. You know, and how putting yourself into position, having a clean race, it's a great way to earn some points. It's tough when the guys still in front of you are the points, or ahead of you in points, but it's definitely not what Lilly needed. And Walker, he is closing in on Hyder.
Yeah, we saw this last time. He stayed with Hyder until the long runs. We'll see if he can keep his tires maybe a bit better this time by. Stay in touch with that 24 is Paul Granada on that inside lane. He goes a lap down. There's another more cars going a lap down. Marcus Vanderlee. I think that's Acevedo. Jeff Acevedo.
Hyder has been doing a great job at negotiating lap traffic. Walker struggled there, just kind of getting by a couple of those guys, but was able to, and still there, just not within striking distance of Hyder. In fact, Collins very close to Walker.
Yeah, and Hyder's hoping. Oh my gosh, that was pretty close right there. I was about to say, Hyder's hoping these lap cars race him with respect, because at Watkins Glen, a lap car wrecked coming out of the S's, backed up right where Alexander Hyder was driving, and completely ruined his race and his win. Aiden Walker went on to win that. So he doesn't want more bad luck with these lap cars, but it definitely could have happened, especially here at Bristol Motor Speedway, as it almost happened back there with Pierce Maffitt.
We've got trouble on the backstretch. Aiden Smith. Other drivers involved.
Yeah, Nicholas Budimlik, Aiden Smith. I see another car down there. And that's good for Jason Marshall. He was about to go a lap down. I'll go back and take a look at what happened here. I think that's RJ Starcevic. So, Budimlik. Looks like he makes an aggressive move on Granada, and Granada slides up into him, tags him, and oh, he turns right back up into Ethan Harrison. And I think Aiden Smith and RJ Starcevic made contact from behind. That 77 looks like he's going to be done for the night. Go Go back here, take a look what happened to Aiden Smith. Looks like they were just closing into this wreck, maybe got on the brakes. Oh, nope, he ran into the back of Paul Granada, and Starcevic ran into the back of him. Somehow the 43 of Jason Samito avoided all of that. We'll ride on board with him real quickly if I can find the onboard camera angle. On board with Jason Samito in that 43. And does he get around Ethan Harrison? Looks like he does. It's good wreck avoidance there for the 43. As it looks like Aiden Walker might have come down pit road, because now he's back in 9th. Trying to figure out when his last pit time was.
I see 5.4 seconds.
His last pit lap was 99, and that's the lap we just passed, so he came down pit road, maybe a little bit of strategy game for that 93 team, as I believe he's the first one out on fresh tires.
And I realized what you said after I said how many seconds, but yeah, actually, Walker was only on pit road for 5.4 seconds, or at least in his box, that is, not on pit road. Possibly fuel only. I don't. That's not a lot of time to take only 2 tires.
If it is, he's got the best pit crew in all of iRacing apparently, but no, he definitely only took 2 fuel only, which could come in handy if we go green. I mean, we had that long green flag run earlier, so we'll see what happens. As Hyder's going to choose the outside, Collins also outside, so that's going to allow Bradley Sawinski to the front row. Jamie Ray right there as well. Coming back to the green flag this time by. As Hyder's going to lead us once again. Green flag back in the air. Larry Miles doesn't get a good restart.
Swinsky lost a position to Collins. Jamie Wright wanted to take a look under Sawinski, but thought better of it.
And we'll see what this 71 can do with the leader now. As now he's got no one in front of him or in between him and the 24. So we'll see if he can keep up with Alexander Hyder here. Still battling back here, Logan Shore, who has somehow made his way into the top 10. Looking to the outside of Larry Miles, side by side behind him, Jason Marshall and Oscar Enriquez. As now Marshall looking underneath that 95, Logan Short into the wall, so that might allow that 3 to pass. A slow Nicholas Budimlik on the apron, looks like he's coming back down pit road. As Marshall's going to make that pass on Logan Shore. Visconti, aggressive move to the outside of Logan Shore. He's going to make the pass. There's Jason Marshall currently on the move right now.
Yeah, let's just watch Marshall get past Miles. On a tear right now. Wants Mundros.
And he needs to get up there with those leaders, because if I look up points here, he is currently last out of the 6 drivers, 48 points back from Hyder. He's looking to get up there, maybe compete for this win late. Of course, hasn't found victory lane yet this season. Has found a few victories in the Truck Series, though. And a little fun fact about this 3, he's got 100 wins out of all the XASCAR leagues that's ever run, so that's a big accomplishment for this 3 team. And Jason Marshall is currently up to 5th. He is just cruising right now.
I'm showing he took 2 tires, and those 2 tires are really hooking up well for Marshall. Top 4 are all under a blanket, so Marshall's going to get to him all at the same time, practically.
Yeah, Sawinski looking to the outside of Corbin Collins. As Jordan Madarin 3 wide on the apron. He's going to make contact with that 71. They hold on to it. That's going to allow Jason Marshall to get around his outside and pass. Very aggressive move, almost in disaster for this 68 and 71. They all keep it straight as Bradley Sawinski takes second after all of that. So we'll see if he has anything for the leader of Alexander Hyder.
Marshall's trying to get underneath Collins, wasn't able to do so.
Gotta wonder if Ada Walker is maybe regretting not taking tires, because he's currently stuck in 13th and it hasn't really gone forward. Jason Marshall with another nice run on Corbin Collins, but making the pass on that inside might be hard, as now he's got Jordan Madarin to his outside. And Christian Visconti has found his way up here as well.
I believe Madarin's on 4 tires. 4 is better than 2. Marshall just kind of stuck behind the 71.
Yeah, he got into the back of the 71 there, got him a bit loose. So Christian Visconti was our last week's winner at Rockingham. Of course, that race was not streamed, as he's making a power move to the outside of Bradley Sawinski. So those 80 teams got some nice momentum. We might have our first lead change of the night. Here comes Jordan Madarin trying to make the move on Hyder. Almost slides up into Hyder. That's going to allow Visconti to make the move on Madarin. Of course, Visconti beat that 24 car at Rockingham last week in a side-by-side photo finish. So he's looking to maybe beat Alexander Hyder once again, as Marshall makes the pass for third.
Hyder's entering so high, making it difficult for Visconti to get out there. Hyder knows that's where Visconti's going to have to pass him.
Yeah, first and second in points right now. Hyder plus 17 over Christian Visconti, as Visconti with a power move to the inside. Going to slide up, not going to be able to work. Here comes Marshall. Marshall's going to tuck in behind Visconti, though. As Hyder just protected that outside lane, not letting any of these guys by.
They're catching traffic. See 4 cars just ahead. Most of them run on the bottom, so it shouldn't be an issue, but they get side by side, like, well, now they are. That's where issues can happen.
Oh, Visconti got up into the wall. That's allowing Jason Marshall to get underneath him. Don't think Marshall's going to be able to make that pass. They're coming up the lap. Traver Burns. I think Hyder might have hit the wall there, too. Jason Sabito going a lap down. There's Chris Lilly. He's many laps down. Oh, Sabito! Or Marshall's going to get turned by Jordan Madron. Surprisingly, only those two cars in the wreck, but caution's back out once again here at Bristol. And I don't think Marshall's very happy at that 68. He is not. Just wiped out his back bumper and still hitting him. Pit road's open this time by. Pretty sure we'll be seeing multiple cars in. Dimitri Mundris stays out. We'll go back and look at that replay in just a second. Yeah, I'm not really sure how their pit road system works here. Of course, we got a pit road on the backstretch and front stretch, but it looks like the guys who have stalls on the front stretch entered on the front stretch, so I'm not quite sure how it works. We'll go back and take a look at that replay if I can find one of these guys. Here we go. It's just cars with fresher tires all battling together. Madron way up the racetrack, gets to the outside of Marshall and kind of comes down into Marshall, spinning him into the wall. Take another look at that. So he just gets a big run on Marshall and kind of comes into his lane. Basically just turns him up into the wall. Now if we go a little ways ahead, Jason Marshall on the back stretch, not happy with this 68 machine. Going to the choose cone. Everyone should be on the same tire set now. It's going to be Hyder outside, Visconti outside. That's going to allow Swinski down low. It's the Jordan Madron. Doesn't look like he took too much of a damage repair, so we'll see how much that damage is affecting him.
I don't think it'll affect him much at all. I think he'll be alright to see us restarting outside of row 3.
Pace truck back down pit road. It's going to be Hyder leading us once again. Swinski almost jumped that restart. Had it back out.
Oh, we got a spin.
Visconti is going to go around in the middle of the racetrack. Aiden Walker also involved in this one. Oh, and Walker not happy with that 17, dooring him on the front stretch. Christian Visconti was the first one to go around. Go back and take a look at what happened. Visconti on the outside. Oh, he just gets loose down into Richard. And you see that's why Walker's not happy at Moondris, because Moondris pushed Walker into the wreck. Logan Shore into the wreck as well. Jason Marshall, Chris Lilly, more of our playoff guys. Try to take a look at this a bit slower motion. There you see Christian Visconti, just those newer tires, gets into that little bit of the marbles up high, spins down into Praven Richard. Jordan Madron involved as well. And there you see Aiden Walker on the brakes, the 17 knot, and Moondris just basically shoves him into Christian Visconti. And Walker goes up there, puts Moondris into the wall. Oscar Enriquez, Jamie right into the inside wall. Marcus Vander Lee spins as well. And here comes Logan Shore. Arca breaks it into Praven Richard. Chris Lilly and Jason Marshall trying to avoid it. Doesn't see Christian Visconti. And they both run into him. So Visconti down pit road, taking some damage repair. And now with Aiden Walker wrecked, the only playoff driver that has not had any sort of issue is the driver that has led every single lap tonight, and that is Alexander Hyder in that 24. Those laps come winding down. We'll see if he can hold on to it, but I know someone who is very hungry for a win this season, and that's the 28 of Bradley Sawinski. Still looking for that first win this season, and this could be his best opportunity.
I think so. Swinsky is a guy that really caught my eye in SAAC Coast Cup Series. He would have some really good runs. Just couldn't close the deal. I know he's talented. I know he wants to win. And he's got a good shot here.
That's my bad. Into the choose cone. Alexander Hyder up high. Corbin Collins takes the inside. Sawinski took that outside lane. So we'll see just shy of 30 laps to go here at Bristol. And if this goes green, those laps will wind down quickly. Space car back down pit road. It's going to be Hyder with Corbin Collins on the front row and green flag back in the air here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Collins is going to clear for second. 3 wide back here. Oscar Enriquez down low. Oh, almost just got turned by Jamie Wright. How about Jeff Acevedo up here in 8th? Out of nowhere, Josh Patterson also up here battling inside this, or trying to battle inside the top 10. They've been basically lapped down this whole race. It's currently Jeff Acevedo is our biggest mover, 26 spots gained. I don't think he qualified. Same for Josh Patterson. How about Hunter Collier here up here as well? Just past that 65 for 6th. With all these other playoff drivers having issues, he could definitely jump. Well, one of them, Christian Visconti, he won't. I don't think he's going to jump Alexander Hyder. He's just looking for a nice finish to finish this one out. It's back up front. Corbin Collins, nice run on Hyder.
Hyder changed things up. I've been watching these guys. Hyder was running the bottom. Collins was running the top, and immediately, once you switched over, Hyder moved to the top.
This is still, if this goes green, still going to be somewhat of a long run to end things off. About a 33, 34 lap run all the way through. So you still want to manage your tires pretty well here. This Hyder just not letting anybody, at least to his outside. They're going to have to try to pass him on that inside lane, which is going to be a tough task to do.
Yeah, great awareness by Hyder of when to move up to. He did both times I watched him move up top. I did so at the perfect time and going back to the bottom.
Going back to the bottom. Corbin Collins up high.
Collins trying something different.
As unless there's something weird under yellow, under green, Alexander Hyder has led every single lap, which he's led a full race length earlier as we got a caution out on the racetrack. I'm not really for sure who. I'm looking around here.
Saw the 89. Yeah, he towed back pit road. Aiden Smith.
Just a good day, gone to bad, gone to worse for this 93 team. This is going to affect them big time, as it looks like his day is going to be done. Actually, it doesn't look like it was him.
It was Aiden Smith and Logan Shore.
See, I got my Aidens confused. I was looking at Aiden Walker. Let me find Aiden Smith here.
89 and 95.
Yep. Let's see what happened to them real quick. So it looks like Logan Shore is just trying to get around him for a while here. And it looks like... Oh, yep, he gets into the side of him. So finally found it. There we go. So Logan Shore was trying to get around him for a little while here, and then finally just gets into his quarter panel, spins him around in turn 4. And I don't think Aiden Smith really appreciated that. And he's just going to rear him up into the wall. It's probably going to end both of their days. As yeah, the 89 engine let go there. So pretty self-explanatory of what happened. Luckily, no one else was involved. As interesting strategy, it looks like Corbin Collins came down pit lane. So he's going to have really fresh tires to just, if he can get through the field quickly. Let me see here. Yeah, he's going to have about 20 lap fresher tires than the leader, Alexander Hyder. Jordan Madron also came down pit road. Looks like Oscar Enriquez came in as well. Josh Patterson. So as we come to the choose cone, Hyder's going to take outside. Larry Miles now up here on the front row. Sawinski takes on that 4th spot behind Hyder. Max Steinmeier there in 3rd. That's Christian Visconti. Hunter Collier in that 3rd row. So this is going to be interesting if we can see those drivers with 20 lap fresher tires get through this pack and race for this win. It's definitely a possibility because they are not too far behind. As it's going to be Alexander Hyder leading us once again to the green flag. A good restart by Bradley Sawinski. Not so good restart for Larry Miles. Collier into the wall, but he's going to pass for 3rd.
Yeah, poor Miles stuck on the bottom there. Getting passed by Steinmeier. Espada now pressuring him.
Yeah, he might be able to...
But how about Sawinski?
Sawinski just trying any lane he can to get around this 24 as we're coming to 15 laps to go.
Caution.
And we have a caution on the speedway once again. Not really for sure.
Jamie Wright.
Jamie Wright in that 33 up. He's gone around. For some reason my crash indicator thing is not working for me. There you go. I might have fixed it.
Gabe Cazzola also involved.
Take a look up, see what happened here. Oh, and it involved Corbin Collins, who just came down pit road. So Collins with a deep dive underneath Jamie Wright, and he gets up into Jamie Wright, spinning him around, and Gabe Cazzola just kind of plows into it as well. And that's the product of pitting. You try to take that strategy, but you got to make your way through the field clean, and well, obviously Corbin Collins did not. Well, we'll re-rack them and see if they can finish these last 14, 13 laps. So looks like we'll be restarting with 11 laps to go. Take a look at how your playoff drivers are doing. Of course, Alexander Hyder, who has dominated this thing from start to, I'm not going to say finished yet, but to now, he's led every single lap. And currently, your points leader, so if you can win this race, he'll extend that points lead. Hunter Collier has finally found some luck after fixing all that damage from that earlier wreck. He's currently sitting third. And now he's got a shot to win this thing. All the way back here in 7th, Christian Visconti, who's second in points right now, 17 behind Alexander Hyder. Sits 7th, but has a little bit of a torn up race car from an earlier incident. And then from him, we go all the way back here to 14th, soon to be 13th, Jason Marshall, who was involved in that incident with Jordan Madrid and hasn't really been able to find the same speed as he's got a bit of front bumper damage. And then after him, our last two, Aiden Walker, who is DNF'd from this race, or at least trying to get that car back out there, but I don't know if he will. And then Chris Lilly, who was running good and then got a tap from Bradley Sawinski, which ultimately ended his race. He's still running around in 24th, but he's many laps down. To the choose cone, Hyder, Sawinski, Collier, all to the outside lane. Max Steinmeier will take that inside lane with Larry Miles, Christian Visconti. We'll see that 30 of Larry Miles. He has not been getting the best of restarts, so we'll be watching him this restart as he restarts third. So we'll be coming to 10 laps to go. We'll see if these drivers can complete those 10 laps under green, but things are going to get chaotic here. Some of these drivers hungry for wins, their first wins of the season, as the pace trucks down pit road. Hyder leads us once again. Green flag back in the air. 10 laps to go here at Bristol.
Another great restart by Sawinski.
Yeah, he clears for second. Now he's going to try to reel in that 24. Collier up to third. Steinmeier tucks in fourth. Larry Miles stuck on that inside lane. Jeff Acevato on that outside lane. Somehow Paul Granada has entered the top 10 after being lapped down all race. Back here in 9th. Currently has no back bumper. As Visconti, he's got a lot of damage. He's falling back right now. Currently off pace and outside the top 10. 8 laps to go. See if Sawinski can reel in that 24. Of course, this is a short track, so if he gets close enough, he will probably use that front bumper. But he just has to hit his marks and get close to that 24. They're both running two completely different lanes.
He's slowly doing so. I mean, that last time it was 4 1,000ths of a second. It's not much at all. Sawinski is gaining.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite in striking distance left. As we got a crash in the back, it looks like yellow flag back in the air. It's Gabe Gazzola once again. So this is probably going to set up a 2-lap restart. So it looks like it was actually Jordan Madrid in the 68. See what happened to him. It looks like... Oh, he tried to get to the outside. Larry Miles got loose. Paul Granada. Oh, a big hit by that 68. Corbin Collins and... Yeah, Corbin Collins and I think Christian Visconti also a little bit involved. And Logan Shore almost ate the barrels on the backstretch. Take a look at that one more time. You see, he gets to the outside of Larry Miles. Miles breaks for the corner. I don't think Madron really expected that. And he gets loose, goes around Paul Granada, the first one to hit him. Corbin Collins trying to save it from behind. Madron overcorrects it, though. Takes a big hit into that outside wall, lifting the car up in the air. There's Christian Visconti getting involved. Gabe Gazzola slows to a stop. Everyone else on the apron. Logan Shore might have touched those barrels a little bit. So, sets up another restart, and this will possibly be the final restart as we're going to be coming into a green-white checkered. So Bradley Sawinski needs to get... He's been having good restarts all night, but he needs to have his best one right here, right now to stay with that 24, because Alexander Hyder can easily just pull away off the restart.
It's going to be really tough for Sawinski. This choose is going to be very important.
Yeah, if you are Sawinski, do you want to risk taking that inside lane or try to stay behind the 24 on this restart? We'll see what happens here. Josh Patterson, he's up here in the top 5. He's got 20 lap fresher tires than everybody here. As looks like all three are going to choose the outside lane. That's going to allow Max Steinmeier to choose the inside. Patterson also goes low. This could be the final restart and the final shot for some of these drivers to get their first wins of the season. We'll see what happens as we're coming to 2 laps to go here at Bristol. Pace truck down pit road. Hyder leads us back to green. A good launch by him, also a good launch by Sawinski. They're crashing in the back. Christian Visconti around. That's going to bring out the yellow once again. I saw Oscar Rodriguez up into the wall, and he's got heavy damage to that 47. Oh, and that was such a good restart by that 28. He's going to have to hope he gets another one. So we'll go back and see what happened. Here we go, and Riga's running up here in the top 10. It looks like Braven Richard just pile drives through Christian Visconti, sends Christian Visconti up into Enriquez and Samito. Don't know what that was all about. from a different camera angle here. And Corbin Collins also involved. So I'm not really sure how many green-white checkers this league has, but this will be the second one out of most likely it's either 3 or 5, or it could be infinite.
I am showing 5 attempts.
All right.
And from what I've seen tonight, and knowing what I know about Bristol, we might use all 5 of them.
Very, very likely. So I believe we will be coming to the choose cone this time by... Never mind. As someone just, I think, exploded on pit road. Alright, so here we go. This should be the choose cone now. As it looks like it's going to be Hyder outside, Sawinski outside, Collier outside, Steinmeier outside. That's going to allow Patterson with the fresh tires, the first car on that inside lane.
Interesting call.
Oh, Fraser Richards
they're
getting turned
in.
by Oscar Enriquez. I don't think Oscar is very happy with that 0-1. As I don't know if they're going to delay this green.
And it has been.
That 47 is just all kinds of torn up. No front bumper, no back bumper. The deck lid is just flapping up and down. Looks like they're giving the 0-1 maybe a penalty.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But those two were hooked up together for a few seconds before the L1 spun.
Well, enough of that. The pace car is down pit road. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. A great restart by Josh Patterson on that inside lane. That's not going to allow Bradley Sawinski to get down here. Patterson's going to try to clear. Can't quite clear Sawinski. As we'll see if they can make it to the white. And it looks like they will. White flag in the air. One more time around for Alexander Hyder. Sawinski's got one more chance. He's going to have to sit it way deep into this corner. Hyder chooses that inside lane, and that's all she wrote. Out of turn number 4, Alexander Hyder is going to win here at Bristol as they crash coming past the start-finish line. Another dominated performance for your points leader, and he's going to extend that points lead by a lot here tonight. This is going to come on to the front straightaway to burn it down. going to do his little maiden victory lap around this half-mile circuit. While he does that, we'll take a quick look at the results. Find it here. So, Alexander Hyder with the win, leading every single lap, or at least every single lap under green. Bradley Sawinski comes home second. Josh Patterson third. He was your biggest mover tonight with 27 positions gained. Hunter Collier fourth. Jamie Wright fifth. Max Steinmeier sixth. Larry Miles seventh. Paul Granada eighth. Jeff Acevado ninth. And rounding out your top 10 is Jason Samito in that 43.
11th is Jason Marshall, Christian Visconti 12th. I'm not even sure. I want to try Ryan. Raven finished 13th. Corbin Collins finishes 14th. Oscar Enriquez 15th. Logan Shore 1 lap down 16th. Jordan Madron 17th. Marcus Vanderlee 18th. Trevor Burns 19th. And Chris Lilly finishes in 20th.
And 21st, we have Nicholas Budimlik. 22nd, Aiden Walker. 23rd, Dimitri Mundris. 24th, Aiden Smith. 25th, Gabe Gazzola. 26th, Ethan Harrison. 27th, Pierce Maffitt. 28th, RJ Starcevic. 29th, Kealoga Higgins. And rounding out your top 30 is Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. And then your last two cars in 31st, Andretti Robinson and Ryan Barone in 32nd. All right, and I guess we'll get to the Discord and start doing some interviews. So Patterson was your third place finisher. We'll pull him in, and I'll go ahead and interview him. He's already in the waiting room. All right, hey Josh Patterson, it's the boys up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Well, at the beginning of this race, you got into a few different incidents, had to make multiple stops to repair damage, but ultimately ended up third here tonight after all of that. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was a lot better than I was expecting, especially after the start of tonight's event. But yeah, I guess I just kind of had things play my way at the end there. I spent most of the race a lap down after that green flag run. I think I was dragging the right front a bit. And, after I finally got to pit for tires under that yellow, and I checked, and my right front was down to like 20%, so I almost blew a tire there. Spent the next couple yellows trying to get my lap back, and then finally did. And then ended up just working my way up through the field. I think I had some of the freshest tires there at the end. I had pit on like lap 150-something, whereas everyone else was in the mid-130s. So that's why I was able to kind of stay with the field on the bottom there when the top four chose the outside on that last race. So I was kind of, I was like, wow, that's awesome that I get to start on the inside, because I knew I had a shot with the tires, but, the inside just wasn't really viable for me all race. So, I was able to slot up right behind Brad with the hole there and, take third. So, yeah, better than I could have hoped for.
Yeah, and you did have 20 lap fresher tires than everyone else around you, and you were also tonight's biggest mover with 27 spots gained from where you qualified, so pretty good there. Is there anyone you would like to shout out? Sponsors, teammates, anybody?
Yeah, I got to give Paul a shout out, as he always runs with me, and it's fun talking with him on the radio. I got to give a shout out to Limeade Racing, Dynamo Designs, Limeade Media, Patriot Clutches, Vulture Racing Engines, Belfour Property Restorations, United Rentals, Storm Chassis, Paul Hobart Sportswear, and everyone else who helps me get to the track and race every week. And I got to thank you guys up in the booth for broadcasting, Chase for running the league, and everyone for showing up and giving me a fun race.
All right, well, Josh, congrats on your third place, my bad, this season. We only got 2 races left next week. We'll be going to Homestead Miami Speedway. I'll see you there.
Yep, see you guys.
If we can get Bradley Sawinski here. Just waiting for him to join media. Right there, he is in media. We'll pull him in, and we'll go down to Josh Coppernell, who's gonna be with him and give him in the interview.
And Brad Swinski, it's a second place finish. You had a pretty good race running up front just about all night long, but was not able to get up to Hyder.
No, unfortunately not. It sucks. I mean, I was trying really hard to get around him. I felt like there were times on those restarts where I think I could have at least tried to get near him, but it's really, not only is it really hard to pass here, but Hyder's obviously one of the best in the business, so it's kind of hard to pass him. Yeah, car was pretty good all day long. At the start, I was actually pretty terrible, but then my race chief, whatever, Visco, told me to drive it in a little harder, and all of a sudden I started gaining speed, and here I was at the end having a shot to win.
Well, Hyder, he was running the bottom for a lot of it, and I noticed whenever somebody would get really close to him, he'd move up top and kind of take the line away. So, I mean, was there anything going through your mind as to what you could do if that opportunity came?
I was a little confused because it felt like during that there was that little run where it was Corbin and Hyder were battling, and it felt like every time he would run the bottom, and then we catch up to him because both him and Corbin run on the top, and then right as we got to him, he'd run the top again, pull away, then go back to the bottom. I'm not sure if he was just trying to save tires, because I personally didn't really feel that much tire wear because I ran the top most of that race. I was a little confused on how he was doing it, but it is what it is.
All right. Well,
sponsors. I do want to say one thing. Had a little incident there earlier with Chris Lilly, and I do want to say that I want to apologize to him because I 100% did not intentionally wreck him at all. I genuinely just went into the corner and just trying to drive like how I normally would, and I did not know he was going to slow down that much. So I do apologize for him over air here. I do want to thank Smoky Mountain for being on the card today, Rally House as well. So yeah.
All right. Well, any other sponsors, shout outs you'd like to give?
No, I think we're all good here.
All right. Well, congrats on the runner-up finish, and a couple races left. We'll see you out there next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Runner-up tonight, Brad Sawinski, and we head down to one of the coolest victory lanes in all of NASCAR, where Ryan Bogey has our race winner.
Hey, Alex, it's the boys up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you loud and clear, guys.
All right, well, if I'm not mistaken, unless there's some weird thing under caution, I believe you led probably every single lap, if not most or close to every single lap tonight. Another dominating race for you in that 24 team. How do you feel?
I mean, it feels great, especially coming here because I really hate this track. Bristol is like out of all four races that we have in this round, Bristol was the one I was like worried about the most because I knew it'd be a wreck fest. But I knew going into it, like track position was going to be key, and luckily we hit it off the bat right away. We got on the pole. That was part one, and I mean, just staying up front was the key, really, and making sure no one else got by me. I was just trying to save tires on the bottom the entire time. But luckily, the cautions felt like the right way, so there weren't really too many strategies at all. It was just about staying up front. That's really it for me.
Yeah, and I believe the really only cars you had to pass tonight were all the lap down cars. I don't think anyone passed you for that first spot, at least under green. So another dominating race for you. And we take a look at the points. You came in here 17 points with a 17 points lead over Christian Visconti. That is going to extend tremendously after that. So coming into these last two races at Homestead and I believe, let me see here, Nashville. You got a nice points lead. You think you can keep it going?
I really feel like we can, because Bristol was the hard part. I feel like it's just smooth sailing from here. As long as nothing major happens, I have a really good. I feel really confident about what we can do.
All right. Well, Alex, anyone you want to shout out tonight? Sponsors, teammates, anybody?
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to thank everyone at Express Esports, LR Speedco, everyone at Uprise Motorsports. I heard Chris, my teammate and the team owner, he got into a little incident with Brad. I'm not really sure what happened there, but I think that pretty much took him out of contention. So it sucks for him, but we're gonna try and get it for the team. So it's not completely over.
All right. Well, congrats on your win tonight, Alex. And of course, next week, like I mentioned, was Homestead Miami Speedway. So I'm pretty sure I'll be seeing you there.
All right, see you guys there.
And I was going to ask Traber how his race went, but he has left. So I guess I'll ask you. And for a Bristol race, I feel like this was a pretty clean Bristol race. We only had about 7 or 8 cautions. But I wonder, how do you feel? What are your opinions on tonight, Josh?
So this is my first XASCAR broadcast. It was something, that's for sure. But I think the long green flag runs, a couple that we had, really surprised me, caught my attention. And then there were some interesting wrecks out there. But nonetheless, Hyder, such a great job. Official stats I looked, it shows that he actually led all but 2 of them. One of the laps led was by, if I can bring it back up, Barone, and one of the only couple laps he did, and the other by Walker, who also was out of the race pretty early. But still, 183 laps led out of 185 for Hyder. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty impressive indeed, and he's just been that dominant all season long. Well, that's going to probably wrap things up here at Bristol for the Rocky Top 175. Thank you, Josh, for joining me tonight. Sorry for the little bit of a stream delay, but thank you for getting everything set up. And yeah, next week we head to, well, I guess I'll go through the weekend schedule for JCTV first, if I can remember all the leagues. Let's see, what's today? So Thursday. I don't think we have anything Thursday or Friday.
Friday we have Lite Xperience, and they are at Sonoma Rallycross.
And then we head to Saturday for our BSR Truck League, and they're heading to Phoenix. Starts at 8. Sunday we got nothing. I don't think we have anything scheduled Monday. Could be wrong. But I know we have something scheduled Tuesday. Another series going to Phoenix. That will be for the SJRL / Jawb Racing League series. And then we head right back to Wednesday for Homestead Miami Speedway. Just 2 races left on the schedule for XASCAR. So yeah. Thank you all so much for coming out here and watching tonight's race. I'm Ryan Bogey with Josh Coppernoe, and we are signing off.